Welcome back, Sunday Society, to our last and final Am I the Bad Guy episode of season 4.
I can't believe that we got here
I
already.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
We are almost 21 episodes in.
And we are close to like 70 episodes total.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's insane.
It has been a ride.
It has been a journey.
And we have had such a fun time. And I feel like our last Am I the Bad Guy was extremely exciting because we had some teenage boys who were, one, really excited to be on our podcast.
Yeah.
And they're all in our community. And we got some good traffic on TikTok
we got good
those
feedback for sure.
Yeah. So we are going to jump into it.
Okay, let's grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's take back Sunday.
Did I tell you that Allison Crossan, I don't know why I said it like that, Mrs. Crossan said, I'm glad you have remembered your eyelashes at the basketball game.
Yes.
And it took me a second. Then I was like, oh, yeah.
She is a devout fan.
Mm-hmm.
She is a diehard Taking Back Sunday listener. And we love it. We love it when people like quote us back to us in public.
Yes.
Like my favorite, what'd that mouth do? When that episode first came out, I think I had like 3 or 4 people message me and say that.
Yes.
I was like, leave me alone.
That mouth talks back
A lot. That's
Yes.
all it knows how to do is sass.
Okay.
So
are you ready for some comments?
Let's talk because we finally have gotten traction on TikTok where people are leaving comments. So I'm so excited.
And so if you do watch us on TikTok and you're watching this right now, we love hearing from you.
Yes.
So bring it on. Okay. So the first one was the 18-year-old trying to eat off the kids' menu at the restaurant.
Okay.
So this
there was a lot of feedback on that post.
So the name of the person is Cheesy Fashizi 720. Said, why does it matter? I'm still eating the food I'm paying for. And I agree with that. Like if I get not everybody's going to want to order off the kids menu, but like some people just don't have like a big appetite or you don't have an adult version of mini corn dogs and you just want some mini corn dogs
or like chicken nuggets.
You're paying for the quantity of food because it's a much smaller portion.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Cheesy Foshizi.
Cheesy Foshizi 720. Round the world twice. My Parks and Rec people will get that.
Yeah.
E720. But I wanted to say real quick, like, sometimes whenever I read the stories, I'll have one opinion. And then when I watch them back, I'm like, wait, why did I feel that way? Like my opinion will change.
Oh,
because at first I was like, yeah, I feel like maybe they shouldn't have ordered off the kid menu. But now I'm just like, you know what? Who cares? Like,
I agreed that it was okay. I just said he shouldn't have lied.
The lying part
I'm
was
a
not
kid.
the vibe.
Like, bro, no, you're 18 years old.
Yeah. So I think it would be interesting to know why restaurants have that policy. Like, this is a 12 and under menu.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably because they want to make money.
They want to make money, yeah.
Sell, a main entree.
And your tips are based off of what your cost of your bill is. Yeah. Which is a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother. Okay, so here's my hot take. Actually,
if you can't afford to tip, you shouldn't go out. That's the hot take. That's my hot take.
Like, I obviously agree with that. But I think we tipping for everything now. Everything.
Okay. Yeah.
It's I'm surprised I'm not tipping at church when they open the door for me at this point. But
let's save that for Hot Topics next week.
Yes. Okay. So Memories at the table said, I'd say, okay, bye. Like, because the waitress was being like snotty and kind of confrontational. She said she would have just been like, okay, bye, and left. So those are our two main ones that people had big opinions on. We also had one that it was a mother that wrote in on Reddit that was asking if she was a bad guy for forcing her 16-year-old son to do only family fun that is appropriate for a 2, 4, and 6-year-old, which were his siblings. And it had mentioned in that post, like, he wanted to see Haunted Mansion. That was like, he obviously probably didn't want to see Haunted Mansion, but that was his idea.
But, like,
and they like shut it down.
Yeah.
And was like, no.
Yeah, it's PG-13. It's too scary.
So
I had big feelings about this.
So Bianca, do you want to let us know what these responses are?
Yeah, so the first response comes from Tin Toes Tony, 2 eyes. The new haunted mansion is what she was talking about, which is a bit much at 2. However, why not just spend the day with your teen? Take him go-kart riding or paintballing.
Yeah.
I agree. And we replied, because she forces him to pick things that a 2, 4, 6-year-old can do, never anything he would like. It's so sad. Yep. 10 toes Tony again. Yep.
10 toes Tony.
10 toes Tony going 10 toes at it. Yep. Sounds like a quote, I have no clue why my adult child wants nothing to do with me in the making, which is, yeah, exactly right. Yep. That's how you burn bridges, not build them.
Yep, absolutely.
And then Texas Gal says, I would say when it's his turn, him and his mom go do something together. Get a babysitter or the dad of the younger ones can watch them. But yeah, she is the bad guy and needs to grow up.
Amen.
I agree.
Amen. Let the church say. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, I think everybody was on the same page. I can't believe that this mom actually put this on Reddit. Like,
I know. What did you think was going to happen?
Asking for it.
You were asking. Yeah, you're asking for people to come in and openly judge.
Yeah. So this one is not from our Am I the Bad Guy? This is from our January hot takes. But we had posted a video that we were talking about R. Kelly, and you had thought that his music, all his proceeds from his music go to the victims.
Yeah.
And so Shay,
I do want to clarify that I did say to fact check it.
You did.
I was like,
and
I
we
don't
did.
know. Yeah.
And we came and when we put it out, we put fact check. Do not support his music because they've been paid.
Yeah.
So Shay didn't catch that. Shay is our friend on TikTok. Thank you, Shay. She said, fact check it, because if that's the case, R. Kelly just became my dog's alone music with laughy faces.
Yeah.
And then I said, nah, the victim's already been paid. Don't put your dogs through that. And then she said, glad they got paid. I didn't want to, but also wanted those ladies to get their money, which I 100%, I love that. So
100%.
Don't put your dogs through that.
Don't put anybody through that.
But if your dogs are bad, let them listen to the Closet series. Let them listen to
a rubber.
Oh, it's awful. Awful. So Bianca, do you want to start us out with our first? Oh, let's talk about what
because we have a theme today.
We have a theme.
Because we got so much traction on a couple of these, and there was one specific word in general that people would use for these types of people. And the word, I believe, is Karen.
Oh, I thought it was Sharon. Okay, Karen.
Okay. I am here for all of it. I am here for all of it. So we thought it would be fun as our last Am I the Bad Guy of season 4 to do all Karen stories.
Yeah.
And you might see a trend in these types of stories, aside from just the Am I the Karen? That's what we're going to call this. Yes. Am I the Karen?
Am I the Karens?
Let's see what the answer is. So our first one is, am I the Karen for being a Karen at dinner? We'll change it up. Am I the bad guy for being a Karen at dinner? Burner account, I don't trust anyone, LOL. First of all, when the message starts like that, we know it's about to be hot. Yeah. So I, 21 male, and my friends, 22 female, 23 male, 24 male, 21 female. How many friends do you have?
And why do we have to name their ages? It's not that important. Our 20-year-old friends, our friends in our 20s.
Early 20s.
Yes.
Okay. I think it is important to know at least the decade. Because a 22-year-old and a 32-year-old are probably going to be different in just my experience. I went out to eat, so there's 4 of them. 5 of them, including the original poster. Went out to eat for my friend's 22 female birthday. We get a few rounds of drinks and then order our appetizers and entrees at the same time. And I made sure to tell our server to please pace the meal so that our appetizers and entrees were not served together. As a server, that's common. That's typical. The appetizers come, and 5 minutes after that, all of our entrees were being served.
And I bet the night was ruined.
Oh, girl. Just you wait. This 21. So this is a male. So this is a Kyle. This isn't even a Karen.
Oh, a Kevin.
Oh.
Kyle's and Kevin's.
Poor Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin.
Now, all of us were a little frustrated given the fact that I told the server to pace the meal appropriately. We ask that they be taken back and that they wait for us to finish our appetizers. The server takes the entrees back, and 2 minutes later, a food runner now brings us the same food that we had just sent back. We politely told him that we were still eating our appetizers, and so he brings it back to the kitchen again. So we finish our appetizers and are now ready for our entrees. About 20 minutes goes by and we have nothing. Our server hadn't come by to check on us at all, and at this point, we were both ready for another round and still hungry. Finally, only my entree comes out, nobody else's, and my food is ice cold. Of course it is, Kyle. I had wrongly assumed that my food was sitting on a hot plate waiting for me as opposed to just off to the side in the kitchen. Oh gosh. Okay. This is hard to read. Like, as a server, this is hard to read. It's so
because
cringy.
they have all the room and space for
Yes.
all your
Yes.
friends,
And
your
yes.
big table of food.
Yeah. Now, I had tried calling our server over, but she didn't come over until everyone else got their food. I told our server that my food was cold, and without skipping a beat, she responded with verbatim, quote, "It's not cold." She hadn't felt the plate or the food itself, and so I was taken aback by the resentment towards me. Oh, that's bold. So now I was really angry, and we end up calling over a manager. Of course you did, Kyle. Over who is
Did
being
I speak to your manager? I can hear it now.
I bet he had the Kate Gosselin haircut.
Oh,
I promise you he did. We ended up calling over a manager over who is being very nice. That's great. We told her we hadn't gotten the chance to order another round, and she offered to buy this next round for us and take my pasta off the bill. We told her we all still wanted a refill on our margaritas. 10 minutes later, our server brings us 5 little shots of tequila and says, "My manager wanted me to tell you that this next round is on us." Now I was confused because I thought we were getting margaritas, but whatever. Free alcohol is free alcohol. Okay, redeeming moment there.
I mean, I feel like a shot is like a celebratory thing.
Yeah. Take what you can get. Come
Yeah.
on now. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's what my mom would say. But of course, one of my friend goes, "Oh, these were supposed to be margaritas." Our server looks at us and straight up says, "You know what? I'm done with you guys," and walks away.
Oh, she had enough.
She had come to the edge. We see the manager, so we ask her for our check because our server was full on avoiding us at that point. Our server then comes to our table, hands us our check, and is very nice and happy like nothing ever happened. I said, "Wait, I thought you were done with us." And she replies, "Oh yeah, I forgot," and walks away. The balls on that server, though.
Yeah.
The manager cashes us out, and I was just so angry in the heat of the moment that I stiffed our server out of a tip, which I would never do. But I felt in that...
Really? Are
Right.
you sure,
I was
Kyle?
like,
Are you sure that you
What
wouldn't?
would the kids say? Cap. That's cap.
Yeah.
I felt in that it was the only thing I could do just for the disrespect we had gotten.
Okay, Kyle.
Make it make sense, because I don't understand it. If we were a pain in the butt, I get it. But the attitude was straight up unprofessional. Am I the bad guy? Am I the bad guy for acting this way in this situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me just break it down. I have been to many restaurants.
I have bobbed my head so hard that my earring fell out.
Oh, well, go ahead and put it back in.
Yeah. No, keep talking. This is real life, you guys.
So I've been to many restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Upscale, downscale,
and
McDonald's,
we've been
Sonic,
servers.
Yeah, been servers too. That's an humbling experience.
Humbling.
Anyway, I've had my appetizers brought out and then my food brought out right after it so many times. Whether that's what you're supposed to do or not, it does happen because they get backed up, they get your appetizer out, and then, all the food's ready.
Yeah.
I have never thought that I was entitled to ask for them to take my food back.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I eat the appetizers and then I start eating my food.
Yeah, because it's not that deep.
It's really not.
It's not that deep. I wanted to know, because I don't think it says in here, if this was like a weekend and if they were busy.
I bet you they were.
I guarantee
and that
it was.
waitress probably is so good that she's like, you know what, I don't need this and I do not care.
Yep, because she was confident in her abilities. She was like, "I'm standing on business. Screw you."
And maybe the food really was somewhere where it was supposed to be kept warm in the kitchen. And that's why whenever he was like, "My food's cold," she's like, "No, it's not."
Yeah,
because she's like,
I can promise you it's not.
Yeah, because I know where that food was in the kitchen. I don't know. But I also wouldn't expect like a huge table, them to have enough room to keep my food like on a hot plate or like under
there's
a warmer.
5 of them. Anyway, you are resoundingly yes.
I miss my bartending days because I really do enjoy people and like that environment and like people just having a good time. But woo, do people, you see people's true colors when you're in the service industry.
You really freaking do.
The
and
people
I hate
that have money that you would think that would be good tippers don't tip at all because they
Not
don't
for
think
crap.
Yeah, they think they don't have to.
They think they're above it.
Ugh, yeah. Ugh.
Don't be that person.
Kyle, you are the bad guy.
The results are in. Kyle, you are the bad guy. So there are 4 edits. Edit 1. I live in the United States, and this restaurant is an upscale chain restaurant and not a super fancy one.
So what is upscale?
Think above Chili's, below Captain Grill. I don't know what Captain Grill is. Won't name the place, but the desserts, such as the cheesecake, come out so fast you'd think it's from a factory. It was Cheesecake Factory.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, they were at Cheesecake Factory. Get over yourself. First of all, in this area, that is high scale. That is an upscale dinner. Edit 2. 100% realizing that I am the bad guy.
Kyle realized?
Kyle had a moment of realization. Should have ordered the apps first, eaten them, then ordered the entree. My friends and I probably pushed the server to her breaking point. And so if I get a chance this week, I'm going to go back to the restaurant and tip her. Thanks
Kyle,
for opening my eyes,
I
Reddit.
don't think you're really doing that, but I hope that you do.
2 more edits.
Ugh.
Edit number 3. All right, boys, that's enough Reddit for the night. I'm logging off. And if this somehow goes viral, please do not let BuzzFeed use this as an article. I don't understand. Edit number 4. Well, gang, it was good while it lasted, but the thread is now locked, LOL, beyond my control. Thanks, mods. It must have been very popular. If you want some good reading material this morning, sort the comments by controversial. You won't regret it. I didn't. So I guess I'm going to regret it. But it does sound like
he sounds obnoxious.
Reddit humbled him. Yeah, he does sound like a jerk.
He sounds hideous.
He sounds hideous. Well, he's a guy, so. And he's 21. I had to double check. That's why I think age is important, because he's a kid. In my age, 21-year-olds are still kids. We're grown. I'm old. I am freaking Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood, sitting in my driveway, like, get off the grass, get off my lawn. That is what I aspire to be, or like a creepy swamp witch that like lives in a house and scares kids. That's my
we ain't
aspiration.
got no swamps in these spots, in these waters.
Get out of my swamp. These waters. Why'd you hook in my lip, mother liquor?
Friendly saying that.
When she just spits it out so fast.
It kills me.
Guys, Hannah's daughter, age 9, has discovered Old Greg, and she quotes it all the time.
She loves Old Greg.
So funny. It is so funny.
All right.
What's your Kyle Karen story?
Am I the bad guy for refusing to let Karen, neighbor, use my pool after she demanded I follow her pool rules?
Well, hold on. It was a lot to process.
You heard it right. So I, 34 male, live in a suburban neighborhood with
another male.
Yep.
Okay.
With a decent sized backyard and a pool. I've always been friendly with my neighbors, including Karen, mid-40s.
I wonder if that's really her name.
He put it in quotations, so I don't think so.
I doubt it. Okay.
Who moved in next door about a year ago. She seemed nice at first, but as time went on, she started to show her true colors. Over the summer, Karen started coming over with her kids, asking if they could use the pool. At first, I didn't mind because I was usually outside anyway, and the kids seemed to enjoy it. But soon, things got weird.
First of all, I think that's weird.
It would be so rude to ask somebody if you use their pool. Like if you weren't friends with them.
Yes. Like if your neighbor just walked over and was like, hey, can we swim?
I would be like, no.
Who are you?
Number one, you're probably the person that's going to like get hurt and sue me. No.
Exactly. Goodbye.
Anyway.
That seems audacious to me.
Yeah.
Just like, what? Okay.
Karen began showing up unannounced, sometimes even when I wasn't home, and I caught her using the pool without my permission.
No.
One day I came home to find Karen and several of her friends having a full-on pool party in my backyard, complete with snacks, music, and pool floaties.
Not the snacks.
Yeah. I confronted her and she acted like it was no big deal, saying, oh, you weren't using it, so I figured it was fine.
I figured it was a fine?
So then I told her politely but firmly that she needed to ask before coming over and that I wasn't comfortable with her just assuming she could use the pool whenever. Because that's what normal people do.
Commonplace, yeah.
She seemed annoyed but agreed to follow the rules.
Ma'am.
Then last week, she took things to a whole new level.
Oh, no.
Karen knocked on my door with a typed up list of pool rules. that she wanted me to follow. Her list included things like no swimming after 5 p.m. because her kids have a strict bedtime, no loud music when her family is outside, and mandatory weekend access for her and her kids, but only for their exclusive use.
What? Okay, the first one, the no swimming after 5, that's a rule for her children. That's not a rule for him.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that. The rest of them are just completely out of pocket. Mandatory weekends.
Access for her and her kids, but only for their
them.
exclusive use.
Yeah. So not even his use? He can't even use his own pool on the
him
weekend?
and his kids? Or yeah, I don't know. I thought he meant like other neighbors or their friends.
Oh, okay. Even still, ridiculous.
So he thought she was joking.
Oh my.
But she was not. She was dead serious.
Dude.
I laughed and I told her there was no way I was following any of her rules for my pool. Karen got angry and called me selfish, saying that I was ruining the neighborhood spirit and being unfair to the kids.
I'm sorry, ma'am. This isn't an HOA pool. This is my pool on my property. Get wrecked.
Right. Now she's been spreading rumors to other neighbors that I'm a bad guy for not sharing the pool. Some of the neighbors have even said I should just let it go to avoid drama, but I feel like that is insane. It's my pool and she's acting like she owns it.
That is insane.
Am I the bad guy for refusing to let Karen and her kids use my pool after she demanded I follow her ridiculous rules? Oh, quick update. Just to let everyone know, my backyard fence doesn't have a lock. I've taken your advice and purchased one from the store, and I'm installing it tomorrow.
Boom, baby.
For those suggesting I get a camera, I already have one, but it's not pointing directly at the pool, more towards the fence entrance. And then he went ahead and installed a keypad lock on his backyard fence and solved the problem without needing another awkward conversation with Karen. Plus, we're all right about the liability stuff.
Yeah.
And the potential fallout if something bad were to happen. Mm-hmm. So, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like I was pretty vocal. I think you might.
The audacity is literally buy 0, get 100 free right now. It is literally the audacity. So I would probably throw down if somebody came to me with pool rules. I'd probably throw down.
I question, like, are there really people out there that act like this? This is wild. I have found myself on like nail drama TikTok, like nail salon people TikTok. Yes! I have no idea how this has happened. But
me either.
I see the drama and I'm like, this has to be staged. Yes. This has to be fake.
I think so too.
Then you hear stuff like this and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
People
like
really
you did a whole set of nails and you're like, and you're completely finished and they're like, oh, I'm not a big fan of this color.
Yeah, like, you're going to charge me this much for this? Like, it's just
Or I'll have to pay you next week. Like, absolutely not. Yeah. I'm taking these nails off your hand right now.
Yep, bring the acetone out, girl. Yeah. Bring them out. Yeah, that is something.
And honestly, I feel like he is being timid about it because he's a man and she's a female.
Yep, I can definitely see that.
Bro, good for you for laughing in her face and being like, absolutely
get out of here with
not.
That. Miss me with that.
Okay.
Miss me with that.
So yeah. I don't think this guy is the bad guy. Yeah, I don't think.
The Karen is a Karen.
The Karen is a Karen.
Am I the bad guy for being Karenish with retail workers?
Probably.
Retail's involved. I've worked my whole life, mostly in service industries dealing with customers. I was raised by people who worked in service industries. So I ask this because I don't want to be the bad guy. I have worn the other shoes. Okay, that makes sense. My side. I was in a store in what locals call the Mall of the Dead because it's mostly barren. This store was not an exception. After finding the department we needed, the wife and I waited, looking around for employees.
This is another man?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, all these dudes are Karens.
Okay.
After finding the department, blah, blah, the only one we had seen was the cashier out front. After 10 minutes of waiting and seeing no employees, my wife went and asked the cashier to send someone over. She paged and my wife came back. 15 minutes later, I went and asked the cashier the same thing. Just send someone to help us. She got on the walkie and asked for help in the department. I heard someone respond with an affirmative response, so I went back. There was always someone waiting, my wife or I, and after another 10 minutes, I went in search of any other employee. Is this hard to follow?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm having a hard time following this.
Okay, so they're waiting and waiting for somebody to come back, and then this writer goes and tries to find somebody.
Okay. Finding a different one, I repeated, I'm assuming, finding a different worker. I repeated the request out of breath from walking the store so much. I have back issues and a
That's
bum
drama.
knee drama, only to be told someone was there. I went back and again, nobody. So this person is just like traipsing through the store asking for help. They're like, oh, sending them. He's like, okay. And then he's like, oh, this isn't working. Okay. By now, I'm getting pretty teed off. Walked back to the cashier to find the other employee there as well. When I repeated myself again, only to be told rudely that someone was there, it took all I had not to scream. The pain in my back and knee was blasting me, and I was angry. I went back, and finally, a different employee came back. I showed them what I needed on their website on my phone. I was out of breath and didn't trust myself to talk at the moment. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I would have been fine and finished my business and left at this point. I was being quiet, waiting for the clerk to find my item, but the other employee came over and started making BS excuses, saying they were there the whole time and never got asked for help. I, loudly and probably using profanity, detailed the last hour I had spent in the store as I was asked to leave and threatened with the police. The whole thing could have been avoided by a little responsibility and common courtesy. If instead of calling my wife and I liars, they had said, sorry, we didn't see you, or even a half believable reason, I would have been fine. I understand that things happen, but don't blame me when it could have been cool. Am I the bad guy? Yeah. I first of all, I don't think English was this person's first language. This was hard. It was kind of hard to follow. But basically, it sounds like they went to this store. There was only like one person working there. I'm in my head, I'm thinking like Gordman's. Like, that's a massive store. There's usually not a lot of people working there. Rest in peace, Gordman's. They are not open anymore. He went back to the front a lot to get help. Nobody came back to help him. They say they were there. He yelled, apparently. First of all, you don't have any reason to talk to people crazy in public, even if you're upset. Like,
Yeah. And like,
that's just not
was
how you
there a
treat people.
miscommunication? Like, were they sending them to the wrong place?
Could
Was
you
there somebody
imagine?
that just kept going to the wrong place? Like, nobody's here. That's
like-
still like an issue within the store.
It would be like a sitcom, like
Yeah.
those comedy timings where they get back there, or they like cross paths, like, oh, they just sent them back there, and then they're both like walking back at the same time. That would be funny. But I definitely think that this poster is a jerk. Like, don't talk to people crazy.
Your drama with your back issues and you're breathing out of
my
breath.
back,
Okay.
my neck, my back.
But
my
I do.
knee.
I feel like I feel like I would be irritated and probably not nice. I think I would have been irritable, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been screaming and like cussing like a crazy person.
No, you.
But
we listen and we don't judge. You would have been passive aggressive.
I would have been passive aggressive. I would have been like, "Wow, nice of you to show up."
Yeah, I've only asked for someone to come back here 3 times.
Actually, after the second time, I went back up front. I'd have been like, "And you can send them here."
Yeah,
I'll stay right
I'll
here.
wait. I'll wait.
Yeah, I'll wait.
There's somebody that does like those skits or whatever, like the single person skits, and it's like the worst person asking for help at customer service. And they're like, yeah, do you know where the dishwasher pods are? And they're like, yeah, aisle 7. And she's like, yeah, I can read. I can read the sign, right? Because I can read. It's obviously like it's a fake skit, and then she's like, oh, so could you tell me where they are? And she's like, and they say like, oh, by the paper plates or something. I'm like, oh, that's crazy because I looked there because I'm a human and I used my eyes. How about this? Because this is customer service, right? Like, can you just come back with me? Like, can you just show me? Because you're the professional. You're the expert. Can you just come? And that's giving this right now.
Giving that.
Oh, it was. Well, I'll have to post. I think her name's Delaney Rowe is who I watch. We'll have to post like a little clip or like.
There's actually a hairstylist that does TikToks that I think she makes TikToks about like Karen type people. Mm-hmm. I think she's the Karen. So I'll have to let you be the judge.
I like that.
She'd be making these posts and I'm like, I would never come to your salon because I would be afraid that anything I do would offend you and you would make a TikTok about it.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that.
So anyway.
Okay. What's your next one?
My next one is, am I the bad guy for refusing to name our daughter Karen?
Dude, at this point, that is just, no.
My wife and I recently found out we're having a daughter. Oh, congratulations.
Congrats.
we hadn't really talked about names before, but we both agreed that each of us would like retain a veto power. So like they're gonna come up with names, and then they can say
how many no's? Just one, or like you get to use one veto and then like you're screwed? I'm just kidding. I'm sure that it's like
as many as you want. Maybe, I don't know. When we did start discussing names, both of us wanted to name her after our late mothers.
Oh,
yeah. Her mother's name was Karen.
Oh no.
Yeah. And my mom's name wasn't a meme.
Did they say what it was?
No. I'm dead. Okay, so his mom's name wasn't a meme.
I hope it was Linda.
I told her the baby can take my mom's name as her first name and her mom's name as a middle name. Or have it
middle name.
Yeah.
Karen?
Yeah. So, or just have like an entirely different name. Like it doesn't have
like
to...
her mom's middle name. Like what's her mom's middle name? You could use that. You know, that would have been my suggestion.
But I can't okay Karen as a first name in any case. I don't blame you, bro.
I don't blame him either. But
she got offended because she just wants to honor her mother. Of course she does.
And that tracks.
And thinks I have a problem with that. I just don't want to set our daughter up to be bullied throughout her life. I told her I'd be fine with whatever first name she picks as long as it doesn't lead to the baby being picked on later in life. She's pretty insistent on Karen.
Really?
Yeah. So edit is, wow, I didn't expect this to blow up. I thought I would delete this since this issue is pretty much resolved now, but you guys are clearly enjoying this, so I thought I'd provide an update.
Yay!
We had a talk about this and why she had such an emotional reaction to my veto. Ever since her mom died suddenly when she was only 14, she wanted to name her first daughter after her, and she didn't really even consider that the meme might be a potential obstacle.
That's so sad.
It really is. My heart hurts.
Yeah.
By that point, I thought about it for a while and realized that as many of the comments have pointed out, Karen likely won't be a meme by the time she's old enough to feel its impact.
I don't know about that.
So I told her I'll recant my veto, but we should still reconsider it because it still has potential complications and we might just come up with a better tribute. While exchanging ideas, we realized that both of our mothers actually have the same middle name, Elizabeth.
There you go.
And it seemed completely perfect to the both of us. So that's what we're going with. Thank you for your input.
I love that.
I think Karen will be a thing for
a long time.
Years and years and years and years.
It's been like a decade.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that one's going away anytime soon. And I do think, unfortunately, and that sucks because I bet that sucks for this woman who's now had her mom's name like associated with something negative, and so that's probably hard.
Yeah. Do you think that he is a bad guy for saying no to Karen?
No, I don't think either of them are bad guys though. Like I totally would understand the wife wanting to name her kid after her mom.
Don't name your kids with the middle name Karen. That's weird.
That's a weird name.
Like Luann Karen.
Luann Karen. Julia Karen.
Yeah, no.
Hannah Karen.
No,
Bianca Karen.
it doesn't work.
It's not. Yeah, it's a very much it's first name status.
And it really just, all the Karens that are in this world.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Unless they are Karens.
And then we don't feel bad for
you. In the meme sense.
And if I come across a Karen that's name is Karen, I'm going to let you know that you fit your name.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Disrespectfully. Disrespectfully. What are you talking about?
So yeah, I thought that was a good one.
It is, because nobody sucks. There's some that like everybody sucks. There's, one where it's like one or the other. I don't think anybody's the bad guy in this case. I think that that's a really sensitive subject, and I'm glad that they were able to find a good compromise with the middle name.
Too.
How cool is that their moms both had the same middle name? That's almost like destiny.
Yeah.
like kismet.
I love it.
Jinx. Oh my goodness. Aren't we the same person?
Go.
Same person, different font. Okay. That's what they say. Okay. Am I the bad guy for calling out a Karen in a restaurant I don't work at?
Ooh.
Once I went to a restaurant in my area with my friends and I saw this lady with her husband, and we obviously thought nothing about it. We sat close to her so we could hear her barely talking to the waiter. She was saying something about how her drink was too hot and they had to get her a colder one and that she shouldn't have to pay, although it cost around $8 since it was such a small amount, and she was just being rude. One of those times she complained that the, all caps, food was too hot when she could easily let the food and the drink cool down. I went over to her after a while because I couldn't take it. I couldn't take all the complaining and nagging any longer and was just annoyed. I told her to pay for her food and just let it cool down. She snapped and yelled at me to mind my own business. The waiter, of course, heard this from a mile away and got the owner to intervene. The owner told me that I shouldn't have talked to her on my own and I should have told a waiter or a waitress to tell him about her complaints, and that I was wrong for confronting her on my own. That's my point, though. Am I the bad guy for standing up for the waiter, or could I have just told the owner?
Nope, I don't think you're a bad guy.
Nope. Stand on business,
Nope.
girl. It's like one of those things. What is that show with that one guy? What would you do or something?
Yeah, what would you do? And it's John. Is it John?
Girl.
I don't know. I think his name's JT, I think is his initials. But anyway.
Okay. But yeah. I feel like that's one of those scenarios where they would like have people treat waitstaff to see if anybody would intervene.
Definitely. I almost said something at an Olive Garden one time. Zach and I went there for lunch, and this lady was so ridiculous. And I about was like, excuse me, ma'am.
Madam.
Yeah.
Madam. Yeah, I same.
Yeah. It was hard to watch someone be so rude and disrespectful to somebody else.
Yeah.
And the guy, like, I think he said it was like his first shift without like working with somebody else.
He's like, never again.
Yeah.
He's like, I will not be coming back tomorrow.
Older woman by herself.
Of course. It's always a bitty Betty.
Ugh.
It's always a little spinster. No offense, ladies, because that'll be me. I'm going to be that lady in a couple years. I'll be like going out to eat by myself. Like, excuse me. The spaghetti sauce is too hot.
Like, you are complaining. Again, they said that. You're complaining that something is too hot when you could just let it cool down.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just magically heat your food back up. But, like, if your food's hot, thank God it came out hot.
Right. Blow on it, lady. What did your parents teach you?
Yes.
Kids.
Yeah, people are just ridiculous.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, girl.
Am I the bad guy for telling my wife she looks like a typical Karen when she came home with her sling bob haircut? A couple of things. Using a throwaway account since my wife is on Reddit. And thanks to the very awesome mods on a hair-related subreddit who taught me that the hairstyle in question is, in fact, called a sling bob. I was impressed that that's what he knew that's what it was called. I'll keep this short. My wife and I have been married for about 3 years. She had gorgeous hair, long, dark, thick, and very straight, but I thought it offset her blue eyes. Perfectly. But I guess she's always bemoaned that she doesn't have a lot of options when it comes to styling. I gave her a gift certificate to a high-end salon for her birthday, and she said she was going to do something dramatic. I told her that was cool. But she came home with the worst example of the hairstyle in question I've ever seen. It's like really long in the front and so short in the back. I probably wasn't super nice about it, but when I first saw her, I sort of laughed and said, "Oh my God, you look like a typical Karen." It really hurt her feelings.
I mean, yeah, I bet it did.
Oh, I bet it did too. It really hurt her feelings. And she said she wasn't sure about the style. I said, it's okay, it will grow back. But I kept making jokes about managers better watch the F out when we come in. And she was trying to laugh along, but I think I actually hurt her feelings, which I didn't want to do. Of course, I was being a jerk, but was I extending into butthole territory with what I said? Or does a bad haircut deserve a little bit of fun made of it?
I think that maybe he should have waited for his jokes until maybe the dramatic haircut wore off a little bit. And she kind of maybe felt more comfortable in her own skin again. I do think he's the bad guy.
Yes, because women, we know that when we get a new haircut, we never like it that first day. We always are like, oh my gosh,
and
what
if you're
did I do?
like me, you go spend more money and re-dye your hair and have Bianca cut your bangs. She did a great job.
They look great, by the way. I hope that you're really honest, because I really am proud of those.
Girl, why do you think I have them out on display today?
I was like, yeah, I did that. I did that. So yes, guys, give your women a little grace when it comes to a new haircut.
Zach would have done it though. I mean,
1,000%.
that guy is a bad guy, but Zach same thing.
Zach and
He
Neil
would
easily.
have been like, oh, when I walked in, he'd have been like, let me speak to your manager.
What is the line that he said? Managers better watch the F out when we come in.
Zach would have said that exact same thing.
Which I think it just depends on what your relationship dynamics are. Because
Zach
funny.
and I joke around.
Yeah.
So
if you're comfortable with that kind of joking, I think that's fine.
I think she was probably already not liking
she
it.
already probably was like, oh my gosh. I bet she just wanted like an A-frame bob. Yeah. And I bet they just took too much off in the back. I think my advice to him would be read the room. Because you know her. And
read the room.
It does sound like, what did he say? She said she wasn't sure about the style. That's when he should have stopped. Yep. Like as soon as she said, I don't know about this, he should have stopped. Because at that point, she was giving signals that she gets it. She knows she doesn't like it. Back off a little bit, bro. Don't then go tell her the managers better watch out for us. Like, don't be...
Even when I, like, decided to bleach my own hair and it looked like a banana... Zach didn't really say anything because he knew I was freaking out, and he knew like
it was his job to just be supportive and
then as I fixed it, he would be like, "Oh, that looks better. That looks better." You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Take notes, gentlemen.
He didn't say anything about my hair the other night. That's how I knew it wasn't good because he didn't say a word. And then when I dyed it, he was like, "Yeah, I like that color."
Yeah, he said, "Oh yeah, that looks good. That color looks good."
Yeah. But he would tell me if it looked bad. Like, he'd be like...
And I think that's okay. Yeah. But I do think that you just have to read the room.
Yeah, and joking about it might be funny and, like, lighthearted, but maybe not in that moment.
Yeah.
Like,
give
maybe
her a day or two.
Yeah, a week later, be like...
Let her be the one to say, oh, my God, I look like a Karen. Yeah. Let her be the one to say that. And then you're like, oh, managers better watch out when we come in, because then it's funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just... especially with women and haircut. And I think guys have the same kind of issue. Like, I know Corbin is really particular about his hair.
Girl, Corbin is a woman. What are you talking about?
He is
his
very
clothes,
metro.
His hair, everything is such a big deal.
Yes, he is very sensitive about his haircuts. And so you really have to be mindful of that. Like when he gets it. And I, as an 8th grade teacher, I would see that a lot when boys would come in like after the weekend and they had their hair cut. And I'd be like, I love your haircut. They're like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, oh, sorry, Andrew, my bad. It's a good point to make that it's not just women who are sensitive about their appearance. Men want to look good too. So women, don't be telling your husbands they look like Karens if they decide to cut a sling bob.
But anyway, am I the bad guy for telling my mother-in-law she won't be seeing my baby after throwing a baby shower for herself? Okay. My husband and I are expecting our first child. We moved to be closer to his family. I'm no contact with mine.
Oh.
My mother-in-law has been referring to the baby.
First of all, that's a red flag for me.
Yeah. Well,
maybe.
Some people have really bad families.
No, yeah, you're right. But then anyway, continue.
My mother-in-law has been referring to the baby as her baby this entire time. She will say things like, I can't wait for my baby to be born. My baby's going to be so loved. This rubs me the wrong way for reasons I cannot explain, but my husband tells me to ignore her. Now, I will say, I have called. I think my mom has called one of our nephews like, oh, come here, my baby.
Yeah, I think that my mom has said that about.
I don't ever mean it in a way that's like,
and I don't think
you're mine and not theirs. It's just like, oh, I love you so much.
Yeah, so. Like I always want, I say nephew. I'm like, where's my nephew?
Yeah.
But he is my nephew. But yeah, I feel like that's just common. It is common to talk like that.
Could not be meant the way that she took it.
Without any other context.
But if you come from a toxic family, I could see where you would be on edge and concerned about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law wanted to throw me a baby shower and invite her friends. She said they made an agreement a long time ago that they would celebrate each other's kids' weddings and births. I think that's
like
sweet.
That. Yeah.
My husband and I eloped and declined a reception for her friends since we don't know them. My mother-in-law told me that I owed it to her to let her throw the baby shower since I hurt her friends' feelings for not having a wedding reception. I asked if I could invite my friends and she said no. That this was for her friends and that if my friends wanted to throw me a shower, they could. I reluctantly agreed.
I don't know that I like that.
I don't either. My husband and I spent hours on our registry and my mother-in-law asked for it so she could share it with her friends. She said she forwarded the registry on.
Yeah.
She asked
it to everybody.
Yeah, right?
give that
She
to
asked
everybody.
me what design I wanted on my cake and cookies. I told her flowers because I'm decorating the nursery in a garden theme.
Oh, cute.
At the shower, they provided me with a mother-to-be sash and my mother-in-law a granny-to-be sash to wear.
Uh-oh.
I already don't like that.
Really?
Yeah, but okay. Because then it's about both of them. It's immediately...
So in my mind, it already
you're
is...
celebrating both of them.
Yeah, it already is in my mind because it's only the mother-in-law's friends.
Yeah. I guess
it would be only about her. And the daughter-in-law is just like...
Yeah.
Happen, you know.
I noticed that the theme of the shower was circus animals. The cake had an elephant and balloons on it, and the cookies were animals. At first, I thought maybe the floral theme was just too difficult, so I rolled with it until it was time to open presents.
Sure.
Every present was some sort of circus animal. Onesies, blankets, toys, nothing on my registry. I was a little confused, and it even went so far to check my registry to make sure I hadn't goofed up and changed everything. Because that's what we do. We second guess ourselves. Okay, anyway.
Was that in there or is that just your commentary?
That is my commentary.
It's 100%. That is 100% facts.
Girl, I would have done the same thing. I'd have been like, oh my gosh, my pregnant brain.
Yeah, exactly. I must have done something.
Yep.
I'm so confused and I'm so interested to know where this story's going to go.
Me too. Because it's been so long since I got this one. I don't remember. So I thanked everyone for their gifts and tried to sound as gracious as possible. But I was so confused. My husband, who is a little less tactful than I am, showed up at the end of the shower and noticed the theme right away. He goes, what's up with all the circus animals?
Love that for him.
Yeah. He looks at the presents and said, this isn't what we asked for. Then he looked at his mom and goes, Mom, what did you do? So he knows. Yeah. She smiled and said, I don't like the theme you chose for my baby. I'm going to decorate my baby's nursery at my house with circus animals, so I created a registry for myself. And my husband said, you did what now?
What now? Oh, what now?
My husband said, you did what? She says, my baby is going to need a room at my house, so I threw a shower for myself.
Ooh. Ooh.
I lost my composure.
Oh, no.
As would I.
This woman, because baby showers happen when you're pretty far along in pregnancy. So this woman is like
35
pregnant.
Yeah.
She is. She
32
don't have time
to 35
for this.
weeks. Yeah.
She don't got time.
I lost my composure and told her that she would not see my baby and to stop calling the baby hers. And my husband told his mom that she's delusional if she thinks we're going to allow this. She started crying.
Of course she did.
And said we were just withholding her baby from her.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I take back my comment about the red flags. We're good here.
We've been getting texts from his family since the shower calling us selfish and ungrateful and saying we ruined her joy of being a grandma. So, am I the bad guy? No, ma'am, you're
Originally, I was going to go with maybe, and my maybe has turned into a hard no.
So, I thought at first, I was like, okay, maybe she's just sensitive because she has toxic family.
Yes. Yeah. And the my baby thing, like we said.
And like I said, my mom is totally not a step on your toes kind of person. I'm not either.
My mom is. My mom will step on your toes.
Okay.
And I'll say that with my chest. But she wouldn't do that.
That's ridiculous.
That is insane. That's Delulu for real.
Yeah.
And that's a narcissist. That is a narcissist because then she played the victim and cried to try to oh, poor me. Ma'am.
She is literally Barb in this TikTok series.
Yes.
I need Shauna to read this and to do this.
We need to tag her in this when we make a preview. We need to tag her in it because she needs to do this one if she hasn't already.
Because Jennifer is pregnant in this series on TikTok.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
The freaking out.
This might be a controversial topic, and this might be the hottest take that I've had on this in front of you.
Oh, okay.
That is such a boy mom thing. Like mothers of sons feel like they are still, and I don't say this disrespectfully to you because I don't think you'll be like that with Corbin's wife.
I would hope not. After my experiences, I would hope I would never.
But that's what, so you have seen that where it's like, that's my baby, like the son, and like they're always enmeshed in their life, and it's like weird and toxic, and it's like boy mom, and it's like, oh, it's so weird. Don't be like that. Like he's a grown man with a wife and now a family. Like you did good, Mom. Let him go. Like, that's a sign that you did the right thing with your kids, is when they're able to leave and be sustainable without you. You want that.
Yeah.
That's icky.
I just hope that when Corbin meets somebody, he meets somebody who wants to be included in our family.
Yeah. Yeah.
As well. Like, it's okay that they have their own family, but they like wants to be, you know, a part of our family as well.
Yes.
Because there are people out there like that.
No, yeah, there are that are like, as soon as I get you, I'm going to isolate you.
Yeah.
It's a blending of two families. It's not just, and with the creation of a new, you know, like, you're going to start a new life. You're going to do your own thing, but you are still part of another family, you know? But
can I just say that Keely named my daughter. She has never made me feel like she was trying to take over anything. Like, she's always there to help.
Yeah.
And I'm super, super grateful.
You are you're very lucky in the mother-in-law department there.
That was hard to listen or hard to read. And like, that was awful. I feel really bad for her and her husband. Yeah. And good for him to be like, oh, you did what?
What now? I feel like, well, and I love Zach, and I'd say this to his face. I think Zach, 2025 Zach, would be like that.
Yeah.
I think
100%.
2015 Zach, when Brinley was born or like a baby, I don't think he would have done that. So yay, that's that on growth. Good for Zach for growing, because you are his wife. You know, when men get married, their wife becomes their priority. Mm-hmm. And I'll stand on business with that. Like, and
the husband becomes the wife's priority.
Yes, exactly.
Stand on business.
Stand on it. I think that's a good one to end on.
Okay.
So this has been a lot of fun, and I'm very sad that I can't believe that we have one episode left of season 4. Like, what happened?
And it's going to be the hottest of hottest takes.
Yeah. There's going to be a couple of them that are.
Yep. I might make Bianca mad with one of mine.
Oh, no.
One of my hot topics, I might make Bianca mad.
We might fight, y'all.
Bam. Did you put your fist up?
No, I went like this.
I was like, we are the same person.
No, I'm choosing peace and you're choosing violence.
Yes, I am.
That's us in a nutshell. So,
all right.
Like, follow, subscribe, Spotify, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, email
all
us.
the things. Did we say X?
X. I always forget about X because I don't have it. Yeah. And I forget that we have it.
Girl, that's the only thing I do is just share our stuff.
YouTube.
Snapchat. I've been sharing them to Snapchat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I took Snapchat off my phone like a long time ago.
We have one more episode coming to you very soon next week. So we are excited to conclude our season 4.
Yes, it is definitely.
And come back better than ever for season 5.
Yes. We need a break.
Yeah.
We might take a little extended break. Just a heads up. Just be prepared. There's some things that need to happen. And then we'll be back. We'll be back. I love you. I'm Bianca. That's Hannah.
I'm Hannah. It's
and
okay.
We are Taking Back Sunday.
I'm really digging my hair.
It looks really good.
I'm digging it.
I love the bangs. I love the high pony. You're killing it right now. Hold on. Am I the bad guy
for refusing to let Karen
the neighbor,
use my pool,
her pool, that
after
she made rules for it?
Okay. I follow her pool rules. Yeah, girl, you heard it right. Okay. Like always.
All right, time out.
Okay.
I thought that we were finding stories that the person that posted was the bad guy.
I did both. I was having trouble. So I was like,
damn it. What? I could have done both too because I was having trouble too.
Oh, yeah. I was like, well, this one says Karen in it.
Oh, shoot. I have 4 edits from my last story.
Oh, shoot. Is right.
Let's just, let's circle back.
Yeah, you can, and then we can splice it and put it in.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Whew. I'm fighting the headache. I'm really trying to keep it low key. All right. Oh, you're so trapped
girl,
in.
I'm in
You're
here.
so locked in. I am like,
I can't even see you. It doesn't show our second videos up there?
No.
Oh. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm all titty. That's fine though. You like it, boys? Just kidding. We don't have
That's a blooper.
We don't. That's fine. We don't have any boys that listen to this, so.
I am so sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
as soon as
it's
I
okay.
said it, I was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have gone there.
Nope, it is okay. And you know what? That's okay too. Like, life happens.